So it is Saturday. Wow, I actually got over 8 hours of almost uninterrupted sleep last night, and it felt pretty good. I was in bed before 11 and I slept until I woke up naturally, which was great. We are 2 weeks into the school year and a lot of things are going really well, but there are a few things that definitely need improvement. This new schedule and these new routines have yet to find the rhythm that I want. They have yet to find the rhythm that will allow me to go on the walks that I want to go on, to do the exercise that I want to do at the gym or elsewhere, to do the sleeping at the times that the sleeping needs to be done. So I've got some stuff to work out. I've been doing some brainstorming this week. I've been juggling some ideas around my schedule. And I find myself in a situation where I kind of need to go back to the drawing board. But I also want to remember that diet and exercise and getting healthy and even doing these videos is not the only thing that matters. These are not the only things that bring joy, peace, and fulfillment. So if you're wondering when I'm actually going to get to the what I eat in a day part, it's coming. It is. But, I warned you that this was going to be this kind of video. So, yeah. So I'm taking a little bit of a different approach to my week 34 update. This is the week 34 update? I thought this was the what I eat in a day video. Week 34 update. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's the week 34 update. But let's go ahead and include the what I eat in a day video inside of the week 34 update, shall we? This week, instead of having a set theme that centers around a specific subject, I'm gonna just take you with me and share some thoughts and experiences that come up randomly. Back at home, getting ready to do some other work and needed a snack. Just having a banana. This week's update video is going to be less about a specific subject and more about what this week brings. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Some glad morning when this life is over, fly away. So now, my mom usually comes to join me at these things. She and I are on our way to lunch, and today is a really good example of how you manage eating out when you're going to a place, one, that you didn't plan on going to, because I let her pick, and two, where there really aren't a lot of great menu options that fit your specific diet. So for instance, I'm on a whole food plant-based diet, and the foods that are available at the restaurant that we're going to are your typical traditional Mexican foods. Let's start with the chips and salsa. What I do is I count out the number of chips that I'm going to allow myself to have, and then set the rest of them as far away from me as possible. Mom had menudo, by the way, which is no temptation to me because I've never cared for tripe. All right, so here is a tour of dinner. I had some salsa, about 10 tortilla chips a few minutes ago, and now we've got some rice and beans. We've got some garnish of cilantro and onions, a little bit of guacamole. Probably won't eat all of that, but there's some guacamole. And then we've got some soft-shelled corn tortillas that'll hold all this together. And it is a delicious lunch. We start with a smear of guacamole, and we add a little bit of the red onion, a little bit of refried beans, some rice, a little bit of cilantro, and top it off with a little bit of salsa. Delicious. Right, so I've done music at the nursing home this morning, just finished a great lunch with Mom. Now I'm meeting my wife over here at a local massage therapy place that we go to for a little massage therapy, a little relaxation. It's important to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You know, fitness and wellness is not just about diet. Diet's one of the key principles, but as I said earlier, it's also about that primary nutrition. And sometimes taking a little time to relax is just as important as anything else you're doing. I'm sharing a small victory with you. I have gone 2 days without my Fitbit because I could not find the charger. I had misplaced it. But now I have found it, and I can charge my Fitbit, and I will again have the data that I have been lacking over the last couple of days. I am like not happy not having data. That's weird, right? I mean, maybe that's a little weird, but data, yeah. And 3 mandarin oranges. That made this huge salad. Now this entire salad, and I weighed every ingredient, comes out to about 776 calories. And while I have almost enough left for this entire salad in my budget, I do not have room left for this entire salad in my stomach. That is just a whole lot of food. I thought maybe I'd get some help eating it, but everybody else has already had dinner. So I am going to take some of this and I'm going to put it in these jars to preserve for later. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to fill up with it. So normally I like to put the ingredients in the jars, you know, separately and sort of layer them, but I figure this is a good way to try to preserve the salad for tomorrow. So let's see how many jars I can fill with these nifty little tongs here. Three jarred salad servings. So I'm going to have one of these for dinner tonight, and I'll put the other 2 away for tomorrow. So just pop the lid right on there. There's 2. And this one will be dinner for me tonight, or at least part of my dinner. So let's see. That's going to come out to about 250 calories a piece. 2, 4, 6, 7, 50. Yeah, about 250 calories worth of salad with chickpeas right there. And that's going to still leave me about 500 calories left in my budget. So I'll probably have some fruit or something else. off to church. I had an IQ bar and a cup of coffee for breakfast, and I'm headed into worship practice and to get ready for our service today. No, yes, and yes. So it is Sunday after church. We had a great service today. Worship was wonderful. It was a great time in the Word. After service, I had a children's church meeting with the teachers, and also a home fellowship training meeting where we went through a chapter of a training book that we're going through, getting ready to launch a new home fellowships ministry. And so there was a little bit of a buffet, a little bit of some leftover sandwiches from another fellowship and potato chips and things. And I managed to get a little bit of fresh pineapple and mango to supplement the protein bar I'd had earlier in the day. And I've had a couple of handfuls of smoked almonds, but that's it. At the moment, I'm about to go through the drive-thru to get tacos and chicken for my family. All right, so we got lots of chicken and French fries and a taco or so over here, and sweet tea, lemonade, all that good stuff. It smells wonderful. I love all of this food. This is all the sort of thing that I would normally eat. Typically, back in the day, I'd have not only picked up this food for them, but I would probably have gotten some chicken and fries for myself and something from the taco place, like a burrito or a taco or something, just so that I could have a little of each, That's what I would have done at one time. Today, I'm not getting any of that. My plan at the moment, pardon me for a moment, safety first, My plan at the moment is to go home and to have one of those jarred salads that I prepared the other day. I'm probably going to add some avocado to it and definitely some extra chickpeas, maybe even a little more, dressing, probably hummus based, to sort of ramp up the calories from about 250 calories to closer to 500 to 700 calories, because I really haven't had that much to eat so far today, and I need a good hearty meal and a good salad with a lot of beans and some healthy fats in the avocado. All that together will really satisfy. So this is actually one of the reasons that being on a plant-based diet has really helped me. I am less likely to make exceptions or to cheat by grabbing a little something, some French fries or, a burrito or something at the drive-thru, because of the fact that to do so would sort of push me off of the plan that I'm on. So while I don't rely heavily on restrictions, having that goal of staying on a plant-based diet has helped me modify some of my behaviors. So yes, it's about the quality of the food that I'm eating for sure, but it's also about restructuring some of my behavior patterns by shifting the things that I normally do and the triggers that would normally have pushed me into an overeating frame of mind. So yeah, looking forward to lunch. I'll take a quick snapshot of what I eat and share that in the next section of the video. Got to pay attention to driving now. Bye. Here's what I've put together for an early dinner, and I'll probably follow this up with a snack. What we've got here is we've got the jarred salad from the other day, from yesterday actually. I've added about another cup of chickpeas, and then I've added some red and white quinoa. Now, I didn't cook this myself. It's a prepackaged grain thing, but the ingredients are good. The worst thing in it is a little bit of olive oil, and that's not bad at all. So I tend not to cook with oil, but if it comes in something that I'm going to eat, I don't mind that. I'm not that picky about it. All things considered, this is about 841 calories. I didn't add any extra dressing, but I am going to add one of my favorite condiments, and that is some Cholula. Now, I used to use the regular Cholula all the time until I discovered the Chipotle Cholula, and man, let me tell you, this stuff is exactly the flavor profile that I enjoy. So, maybe if you want to try this, you've got a salsa or a hot sauce or some kind of dressing that you like. This is going to be delicious. There we go. That is going to be lunch. So I'll just mix this up a little bit and have a bite. That little component bowl is just what the doctor ordered. I'm looking forward to enjoying this meal. And I'll let you get back to the rest of the video. Thanks. So it's a little after 7 on a Sunday evening. I've already had an early dinner and I'm out for a walk. It's been a while since I've been able to have a full walk, like, you know, my whole normal 3-mile course. And today I'm a little frustrated still because even though I found my Fitbit charger, it's not working correctly. I had it plugged in all night and it's still not working. So I have to remind myself that the walk is what matters, not tracking the walk. So I know my route, I know my time, I know my typical speed. So I'm going to go do my walk. I'm going to enjoy the evening. I'm going to enjoy a nice long walk and see if I can't make this the beginning of a good week. Yeah? The beginning of a good week. So we'll see how it goes. I'm off to walk.
I can feel it start to creep in. Wanna drop the ball and sleep in, but I can't let myself weaken. Walk on, walk on. I can feel the voices screaming, but I can hear the voices dreaming. I can't let the doubts keep me from walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Keep on walking. Walk on. Feet are tired and the road is long. Ain't quite sure just where I'm going. And the radio playing that song. Walk on.
Well, all right. That was about an hour walk, maybe an hour and 5 minutes. And based on my normal route and my typical speed, that was probably about a 3-mile walk. So glad to have gotten that one in. It's my first good walk of the week. Tomorrow's lunch will be part of tonight's dinner. I've got a cup of the quinoa and a cup of chickpeas. I'm going to throw some Cholula sauce on that, wrap it up, and we'll be good to go. Cholula. And these are my loaded oats. These are about 400 calories. They've got half a cup of oats, a cup of plant milk, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed PB Fit powder, and chia seeds, as well as a half a cup of blueberries. So I'm going to go ahead and warm these up because I actually want to eat these hot today. And I'll be adding a little bit of fresh fruit, and that'll be the last thing that I have today. All right, so I added 5 strawberries, and that puts me well within my caloric budget for the day. I'm at about 1,970 calories, which, given the 3-mile walk that I just took, is well within budget, and this will finish it off for the night. So it's Monday morning, and I'm headed into work. I've got my lunch packed and ready. Now, as far as the what I eat in a day videos go, today's going to be a bit on the boring side because most of what you're going to see me eating today is simply a repeat of things that have already appeared in the video. So fortunately for me, however, my sleep was a lot better. I've actually gotten about 7 hours of sleep 2 out of the last 3 nights, which is pretty good. And I stepped on the scale this morning to see a number as low as any I have seen yet. So things are moving along nicely on the diet front. I am into the single digits to reach my goal of losing 100 pounds in 2025. In fact, as of this morning, I have lost 91 pounds. So 9 pounds to go. And that feels pretty good. Got my Fitbit on. It is charged. Data, yeah. Took forever to get the thing charged. I don't know, are any of you who use Fitbits having trouble with your chargers? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to buy a new charger. I'm not sure. But it seems like every third time I try to charge it, it doesn't connect properly. So I guess I'll have to figure that one out on my own. Anyway, I'm off to the start of our third week of school, and it looks like a promising week. So my focus this week is going to be on trying to establish a workable routine. It's been a couple weeks that the school year's been going on now. We're starting our third week, and the classes have settled. I kind of have an idea of when I'll be able to leave the school and other responsibilities and how all that has sort of settled in. So my goal is going to be to hit the gym twice this week during the week. More about that later, but that's my goal. Truth be told, I don't want to be doing what I'm about to do, but I've got to find a way to get these workouts in. So I am on my way into my gym, which thankfully is open 24 hours a day. Mission accomplished. Another goal that I've set for myself is to try to get to bed before 11 o'clock each day so that I can get at least, 6.5 to 7 hours sleep. If I can get between 6.5 to 7 hours sleep, I'm going to consider that a win. So that's my second goal. And my third goal is to remain consistent with my caloric deficit, to continue eating close to the macro goals that I've set for myself, and to continue tracking my food consistently. So some of these are just goals to continue what I have been doing. But, over the last couple of weeks with school being as crazy as it was, I was not doing as good a job of tracking, which meant that I'm not as certain about where I was in regards to my caloric deficit. I'd stayed on point in terms of not eating things I shouldn't eat, but whether or not I was eating too much of them or eating too late, I'm not certain. I cut off food last night at about 8:30. It is about 8:02 right now. So I have my breakfast, which is this wonderful little smoothie. This will be my breakfast, but I have not had it yet because I'm waiting until I hit that 12-hour mark. I'm trying to maintain a 12-hour feeding window. And I realize in terms of intermittent fasting, that's not a very ambitious goal, but for now, that's the one that I think is going to work best for me. So 12 hours fasting, whatever time I stop in the evening, and I'm going to have to be flexible with that. My goal would be to say not after 7, but the reality of my schedule is, especially if I'm going to try to go to the gym after school's in the evenings, that by the time I get home and prepare and cook something, 8:30 is a more realistic goal. So I'm looking at a 12-hour fasting window, maintaining a good sleep schedule, tracking my calories, staying on point with my diet, and working in at least 2 gym sessions this week during the school week. So those are my goals for this week, and I'll let you know how they go. It's been a busy morning. I haven't actually had a chance to have my smoothie yet, but this is what I'm having for breakfast today. Today's fast hasn't been 12 hours, it's been 14 hours. So the smoothie that I'm having today is predominantly mustard greens. It's got a larger quantity of mustard greens. It's about 2-to-1 on the mustard greens to cauliflower. It's also got a lot of blueberries, and I've added in PB Fit powder, dates, and my regular protein powder. It's the Perk Vanilla Protein Powder. All total, this is over 30 grams of protein this morning, so it's definitely getting my day started on the right foot in terms of my macros. So, yep, this is breakfast. It is the super green smoothie, let's call it, since it is mostly mustard greens. Let's see how it came out. That's really good. I did add a little bit of banana to it as well. I forgot to mention that. So right here, it is a hefty smoothie. It's got over 400 calories, but it's also got like 30 grams of protein. So good stuff. This will carry me through to lunch easily, since lunch is actually in just a little while. So welcome to lunch on day 3 of what I eat in a day. So we've seen what I ate on Saturday. You saw what I ate on Sunday. You saw the smoothie that I had for a late breakfast today. This is the part of the video where maybe things get a little bit boring because we're kind of on repeat at this point. Today I have the last of the salad that you saw me make on Saturday. So I'm going to take that jarred salad. I have my bowl here. I'm going to go ahead and dump that right on into the bowl like that, as you can see. And then here I have a cup of my red and white quinoa and a cup of the chickpeas that I made a couple of days ago. This is essentially a repeat of what I had for dinner Sunday night. Altogether, it's in the combination that I have it in here, a little over 700, about 730 calories. So it's a pretty hefty lunch, but I had a fairly light breakfast, having had just a smoothie. And I really don't know if I'm going to be able to eat all of this for lunch. So what I don't eat, I'll put the lid on and save for an afternoon snack. So that's what we've got for lunch today. We've got a jarred salad combined with some chickpeas and quinoa. We've got a lot of great fiber, a lot of protein, some great whole grains, just all things considered, an absolutely delicious lunch. Now, someone might say, well, why didn't you heat up the quinoa and the chickpeas? And the answer to that question is, I like them cold. I like them warm too, but I like them cold. They mix well with the salad, and it makes it quick and easy to eat for lunch. I don't have to take the time to warm it up. So I really do enjoy eating foods that can be eaten warm or cold. I do that with my overnight oats. Sometimes I eat my overnight oats cold, or like last night for dinner, I might heat them up. It just depends on how much time I have and what I feel like. Look, I got to tell you, I do not make fancy food. I make real food simply and quickly because I don't have a whole lot of time. If you're looking for pretty food, this is not the channel for you. There are plenty of channels out there that give you all of these beautiful step-by-step gorgeous recipes. Sorry, y'all, I don't have time for that. And I kind of wonder if you have time for that yourself. Do you have time to make these beautiful recipes? If you do, that's awesome. Good for you. I'm so happy. That's wonderful. But if you're like me and you have a very busy life, you need foods that are simple, quick, and easy. They don't have to be pretty. They don't have to be delicious. They have to be just good, plain, wholesome food. I've said this many times before on this channel, and if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm pretty sure you'll hear me say it again in the future. It's great when your food is great, but it's okay if your food is just okay. And this is a really satisfying, very filling lunch, and it's okay. It's good, and I like it. So, yeah, that's what's on the menu for lunch today. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this camera and enjoy my lunch. And I'll be back in a moment for you to show you what I'm having for a snack this afternoon. It may just be more of this, in which case I'm not going to bother showing you. But there is a possibility that I might throw some grapes into the mix, or maybe some carrots and hummus, or maybe some mandarin oranges. I have all of those available with me today. It's just a question of which one I have today versus which one I have tomorrow. I guess we'll see in a moment. And for my snack today, I've opted for about 150 calories worth of grapes. Okay, moment of truth here. The reality is it is 8:41 at night. I've been going pretty much all afternoon. After school, I had a meeting of one of the clubs that I sponsor. That got me out of school late. After that, I had hoped to go to the gym, but in fact, I stopped at H-E-B to do some shopping because there were a few things we needed at the house. When I got home, I discovered that there were a couple of important things that I forgot, as I mentioned, and I headed back to the store, and I still haven't had dinner, and it's getting late. Plus, my kitchen is in a state where it doesn't need to be cooked in, it needs to be cleaned. Just that's how it is when you're a teacher. You don't always get a chance to get things done at the time you ought to do them. That's my excuse. I'm wearing a no excuses t-shirt, but I'm here making excuses. Isn't that something? So bottom line, it's too late for me to really anticipate what I would call a good balanced meal for dinner without making it much, much later than I want to be eating. It's already later than I want to be eating, and I could stop right now. I probably should stop right now, but I am quite hungry at this moment. I wasn't hungry earlier, and then boom, I was hungry. So I am hungry, and so I am having a Builder bar. This is very high in protein, 20 grams of protein. It's got a little more sugar than I would like, but I've got room in the budget for it, and I'm going to have this right now. And then when I get home, I'm going to have a Fuji apple and 2 tablespoons of natural peanut butter, which I will insert a picture of here. There you go. And that rounds out my day with still a couple hundred calories left in my caloric budget, which I don't have any need to fulfill. This Builder bar, that apple and peanut butter, will be more than enough. It might put me a little bit over on my macros on the fat. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But it should leave my protein in a really good spot, which I'm happy about. So this and the apple and peanut butter that you saw a picture of a moment ago is how I will end out my Monday. And that gives you 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, of what I eat in a day. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to enjoy right now. I really like these. And as you can see from these results, my diet does seem to be working, which means I have only 9 more pounds to go before I reach my goal of having lost 100 pounds in 2025. You can do it! Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video and to follow along with my progress. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share the channel if you feel moved to do so. And if you have any questions at all about the things that I eat on a regular basis, about any of my food staples, or about anything at all relating to this journey, please let me know in the comments. I look forward to interacting with you. Have a blessed day.